I'm showing you a compilation video of 30 Christmas DIYs. Now I know you have seen a few of these, but you definitely haven't seen all of them. So let me know which one is your favorite from this series. So for the first DIY, I picked up a lot of these rectangular long signs. They're pretty long and you can find them for any season, so it's not just for Easter. If you want to do this DIY, you can pick up one of those. And since the little feet on here are sticking out, I'm going to remove them. We're going to use the opposite side, so you know, now you can't see them sticking out. This is actually an inspired DIY or dupe from Big Lots. I saw a couple of, like, I think one of them said peace, and then the one I'm gonna do is gonna say Mary on it. And I'm gonna go ahead and paint this sign white. So I finished painting the sign with just some white apple barrel paint, and now I am going to use these wood planks. First I'm gonna sand them down, and then we're gonna use this red Anita's all-purpose acrylic craft paint, and it is in the color 11350 Christmas Red. So I got this from Hobby Lobby. So now I'm just going to sand down the edges. I want it to look like the Big Lots sign. See how it gives it that little edge right there that reveals the real wood. I like that look. So I'm gonna do that to all 5 of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue them on here. So I already kind of measured out how I need to place them, so they have a little bit of separation between each of them. So as you can see, I already applied the end, and I am using my Dollar Tree transfer tape. Guys, this transfer tape, I am like so shocked at how much I love it. 10 times more than the Cricut transfer tape. It removes the vinyl so easily. With the Cricut one, I have to keep rubbing it, and it just takes me way longer. So I did use my Cricut to cut out these letters. Again, I have many videos on my channel where I show you just different alternatives on, you know, lettering. So you can use the chalk that they have at Dollar Tree, which I really love. I love how smooth it goes on. You can use that. There's so many different types of transfers and stickers at Dollar Tree. There's many options, like I said. So I'm gonna just put this on and remove it. So look at that. It's so simple to use, and you wouldn't think, because even the feel of this transfer tape was kind of cheap, but it works very well. Okay, so now I have all of it done. It's so pretty. I really like it. I just have some greenery, some Christmas greenery that I have been having for a year or two, and then some berries. And I'm gonna go ahead and just put that at the top. Okay, so I am going to make a Christmas light post. Now this one I think is going to be really fun and look really cute. I want to make 2. I'm actually going to go to Dollar Tree in a little bit and see if I can pick up more of these. That way I can make 2 of them. I want to put 1 on each side of my mantle. So what I'm going to do first is just basically glue these together like into a rectangular shape, That way, this is gonna be like the base of my Christmas light post. So what I like to do when I do something like this is grab my ruler to help me with this part. And then I'm gonna add more glue inside along. That way it has more security to stay together. You can also add like a dowel right there too. Now that I have both of those, we'll glue them together. I'm going to use my Dollar Tree skewers just to give it a more detailed look. I'm going to add an X on each side of the base. So now I'm gonna take my floral foam and I'm gonna stick it in here. This is gonna be to hold my pole inside of, so that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so it went all the way at the bottom. So now I'm just gonna trim the top. So I picked up one of these handles from Dollar Tree. This is just for like a mop or a broom. And what I'm gonna do is cut it to fit, it's gonna be the pole for my light post, Christmas post. You can cut it many different ways, so just be very careful. What I did was very simple. I just hit it with the hammer on both sides and then on the side too. And I started twisting it back and forth, and look, it came right off. And don't worry about this part being perfect, because that's the part I'll stick into my base, what we just made. So I cleaned this really well. You want to make sure it's clean, that way the spray paint sticks well if you're going to spray paint it, or you can just leave it black. I'm going to spray paint it white with just some flat white spray paint, and that way it gives me a good base. And then I will wrap this with some red tape, so it kind of gives me like that candy cane look. Okay, so I have my base right here. I'm gonna put it off to the side, and then I also have a few things that you can add to the top. So there are many different things you can add. Like I have this Dollar Tree lantern that you can put at the top, and this is perfect. And it also has the little candle that you can turn on. So that's an option. You can add, you know, a piece of Christmas decor from Dollar Tree. I found this water globe from Dollar Tree. Is that what it's called? Oh, DIY snow globe. They have two different sizes and a smaller one. That's another option. And then I also have the candle that I showed y'all. Okay, so before that, what we're gonna do is I went to Walmart, bought this red tape, and it was only $2.58 plus tax. It was under $3. There's my receipt. And I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it. So like I said, I want it to look like a candy cane. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stick this in there just so I know about where it's gonna go. So now to cover up this area, I just removed the pole. I cut out a foam board piece. Now I'm just gonna poke a hole in the center. What we can do is add hot glue so this stays in place. So I'm gonna lift it up and add hot glue inside and around this, and also use my level to make sure the hole is straight. Okay, so for the top, I am going to use this, but like I said, there are many options that you can do, and I'm just gonna remove the lid. And I have some faux snow. This is all from Dollar Tree. Some Christmas wood shades and some little snowmen. So I'm actually gonna leave these as is because I think they look really cute. I'm gonna glue them on here. So I took out these DIY stickers. I'm gonna use one of the trees. I think I'm gonna put one like sitting like that, and then a snowman like. I'm gonna glue this like that, and then I'm just so it's leveled up a little bit more, and then I'm gonna cover it with some of the snow. I'm gonna make a mess, I already know. But I just need it to be a little higher, and I'm still going through a lot of my Christmas stuff. I know I have bigger items that could fit in here. Oh shoot, and I also gotta make sure this, okay, that's fine. I thought I went through everything. I guess not. I don't know. Because I figured I did have like some bigger items that would look good in here. So I got it looking like this already. And now I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. Let that dry. I'm gonna let that sit for a while, and I'm gonna add more of this snow in here. This is how it looks. Kind of cute. Okay, and you can add more in there if you want. I'm just gonna add those two, and I painted it white. It's gonna go on top of this part. That way I can glue the globe like that. So what I did was add one of those Dollar Tree wreaths right there, and then I also added one up here. So now what I'm gonna do is take a box of fairy lights and just wrap it around the whole thing. So I just moved the lamp light a little out the way so you can really see it lit up. So that's another option you can do, is just pick up some fairy lights from Dollar Tree or from Walmart and just wrap it around the post. So I just came from outside. I was spray painting the pole and my puppy jumped on me and I got scared, and then I like hit my hand on the table and Oh my goodness, so now I really have to go to the nail place. But anyways, I picked up these two pieces of wood from Dollar Tree. If you hear noise in the background, it's my puppy. I have just this piece and then this one that has a piece of twine. So I'm going to remove this and we're going to sand these down really well. As you can see, there's a bunch of rough edges. Okay, so I sanded them down as best as I could. I'm going to use the antique wax on one of them and then the khaki paint on the other one. Now that I got these painted, I'm going to go ahead and sand them down just to give them a little distress. Alright, now I am going to hot glue these two together side by side like this. So I have two options when it comes to the actual light up here. So these are candlesticks, right? I just picked up these LED emergency candles from Dollar Tree. And all you do for this is just unscrew it. Okay, add your batteries. Okay, so these are the LED ones, which you can glue them to the back like this. But I like the other look better, which is this one. I think it looks more pretty, so I'm going to use this instead. And look, to use this, I'm going to show you how I do it. So I already messed around with it, and you just remove the bottom. Be very careful. And then this little part just comes off at the top. Okay, so I pulled that out, and then this little part comes off like this. So just put this back on, and you can turn it on. And I love the flicker. I think that just makes it look more realistic. So I'm going to glue this to the back like that and just have this sitting like this. So instead of using hot glue, I'm going to go ahead and use some tape instead. And I found a way to get it on here, so and that way also it won't be sticking out and showing. I'm going to set it like this, and that way this has enough space to pop up here, and this one has enough to pop up right here. I know it looks kind of crazy right now, but it's going to be turned the opposite way. You're not even going to be able to see this side. And plus, I believe I'm going to wrap it with something, like maybe some greenery, Christmas greenery or something like that. So now I'm going to take another piece and just tape that right there. I took a stem of Christmas greenery. It has little like red berries on it, and before adding my bow right here, I'm gonna pretend like this is like wrapped around like this, but I'm just gonna wrap it right here in the front, and I'll just use more tape right here. For this next fun one, I am going to use some foam board to make this Christmas tree candle holder. What I'm going to do is use my ruler to basically make a template for myself for the Christmas tree. So once I get one down, I can use that one to create the other three. So there's going to be a total of 4. So it's going to look like this. Hopefully you can see it. But except I'm going to make mine a little bit bigger. I practiced with this yesterday to see if it would even work. And this was what I came up with. So I'm going to make 4 of these, but I'm going to make, I think I'm just going to make the top a little bit longer. So I was doing 3 inches. I think I'm going to do 5. And if not, we can just cut it down. 5 like that. Mark it with my pencil. And then come back this way and do, okay, let's do 2 inches. cut out a piece of this. I did, how thick is this? This is about 1/2 inch thick, so do it about that much. I'm not gonna measure it because it doesn't have to be perfect, so I'm just gonna go along like this, something like that, and make another line. To cut the foam board, it's really easy. What I do, I've showed y'all this a few times, is I grab a blade. This is from Dollar Tree, and it comes with like 6 different blades, so just pop one on. And what I like to do is score it, just making sure that the blade is going through. And then once I make my way around the whole thing, scoring it, then I will put it like at the end of the table and then push all the way through. And that's just the easiest way I've found. And then you can sand it down a little if you want with the sanding sponge from Dollar Tree. I cut out the 2 that I needed, and what I decided to do was leave that, there's like a piece of like the paper on there, leave it on there because I started to remove this one a little and it is a little more flimsy, so leave it on, it's just better for it. And I also cut off a little bit more at the bottom. So now what I'm gonna do is go ahead and paint it with my red Christmas paint. Now what I'm gonna do is take some of my Walmart ribbon, and I'm using the really thin ribbon. I'm gonna use the red one, and I actually got this ribbon last year on clearance after Christmas, which is like the best time to go because it's just super cheap. So you just have to know the day when that happens, because if not, everything will be gone really fast. But what I want to do with this ribbon is just basically outline it. That way you won't see too much of that, like the foam board like coming apart. So this will make it look a little cleaner, and it's like almost like the perfect width of a ribbon for that. To set this up, I'm going to use a rectangular wood piece from that pack that I purchased. I'm going to hot glue down the foam board on each side, standing up, just to make it look like the Big Lots candle holder. And then that Dollar Tree candle will go in the middle. So the last thing I wanted to do was go ahead and make a little wreath to go around here, just to give it more detail, I guess, just to make it look a little more pretty and to make it look like the Big Lots one. Berries, I love using the red berries because it just brings out the Christmas greenery. So I'm going to kind of just twist it and wrap it around. Like that. Dollar Tree buffalo check charger plate. I'm also going to use these half beads from Dollar Tree as well, and I'm just going to do a white base coat over it, and then I will paint over that with red. So while that is drying, I have this Dollar Tree gift box that I'm going to use next, and it came in a pack. I got it last year. I don't remember how many came in, but it was quite a few. I found a bowl that was about the same size as the inside of the plate. So what I'm going to do is just use that as a template, take my pencil and trace that. I'm going to cut it out, and then I will place that in the center of the buffalo check plate. So this is just a really easy way to create a sign of your choice. They have so many different gift boxes and gift bags at Dollar Tree. Depending on your style, you can pick one that you really like and make a sign out of it, just like this, or a square sign. I've done so many different kinds on my channel. Now that the beads have dried, I'm just gonna place them around the little sign area on my charger plate. And I'm not gonna use any glue because it already has adhesive on the back of it. Now I'm gonna make a bow for the top. I'm using this Walmart ribbon. This is one that I've had. It comes with 30 feet, so I still have a lot left. What I'm gonna do is stretch it out, and then let me do like 7.5 inches. I'm just gonna keep wrapping it, and this one does have the wire, so it's easier to keep it in place. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 4 times. Well, it looks like we did about 8. So 4 inches, about right here. We're gonna cut on each side, but of course not going all the way through. And this is actually gonna help when I tie off the center with my pipe cleaner. It's gonna help keep all the pieces in place. Learned this a long time ago when I used to make bows. I used to make a lot of bows. Now we're gonna grab this and tie it off. And it's gonna help it stay really tight. Now spread them out. So once you take them all out, then you want to like fluff them out. So you can just keep playing around with it until you like the way it looks. And then real quickly, if you don't know how to do this part, I'm going to show you. I am just going to do a dovetail at the end. All you do is fold it like that. And to get that perfect little V-cut, oops, there, like that. So I'm gonna cut off some pieces from this. Oh, it actually says it's a mistletoe from Dollar Tree. So I guess I can go ahead and glue it on. That way I can see where I'm gonna stick these in at. I'm not sure how many I'm gonna use, so I just cut off a few stems. Okay, so for the next one, I have this really pretty gift box. It comes just like this from Dollar Tree, and I'm picking this one because it has the red and black buffalo check or buffalo plaid. What we're gonna do is really simple DIY to do with some pretty gift boxes from anywhere, actually, because they also have some pretty ones at Walmart too, is to basically make a frame around it. So I'm gonna have this in the background, and we're gonna do like a window pane on it. So this is like the background of the window pane. I decided to grab this as well. We can glue it on the back, and that way it has a sturdier background. You can glue this onto anything, maybe a piece of wood, a piece of cardboard, another Dollar Tree sign. It's up to you. So I'm just gonna remove the excess. Okay, I have the excess pieces right here. So now I'll just glue this to the back, and it's perfect as well to give it that finished look so it doesn't look all crappy in the back. I usually don't really care about the back, but you know, like I said, it also gives it a sturdy, more sturdy background. To create the window pane, it's going to be very easy. All I'm going to do is use two different dowels and skewers. So these are some dowels. You can also pick some up from Dollar Tree. These are from Walmart. And I'm going to use the thicker ones to make the frame on the outside. And then the skinnier, well, these are skewers from Dollar Tree, and they came in 100 pack. I'm going to use this part for the inside to go like this to make it look like a window pane. I'm just going to use my stem cutters to cut these. I'm going to go ahead and glue these two down on top of the gift box. And then that way, once I have that down and it's in place, I can measure the top and the bottom. This is about 8 inches wide, so I am going to use that to place the middle skewers. So it's about right there and on the 4-inch mark. So about 5.5 inches right here. Dollar Tree has a few different snow options. The last thing I want to do, or I believe the last thing I want to do, I wasn't sure if I wanted to add like a bow or something, but I want to add some snow to it, like how snow would fall onto a window sill or window pane. So they have this one. You can use this. I'm not going to use this one. I'm going to use this other one from Dollar Tree. I really like the way this one looks. I like the little iridescent pieces as well. Or you can also use the Walmart snow. I just tested it right now. Let me see. This was $1.99. I've been having it since last year. But it kind of sprays out a little too wide, so I'm not going to use this. So we're just going to add some glue and add our snow. I'm going to use these snowflakes for the next DIY. I have the white large ornament with a beaded top on it that I'm going to remove. That way it's just white. And then I also have a pack of the wooded snowflakes, and I'm going to use 2 of those. These galvanized words come out every season. I have some fall ones as well. I'm going to take out the joy one. I'm going to paint it 2 times with my red Christmas paint from, I believe I bought it from Hobby Lobby. And it's going to go on top of this white snowflake. The other 2 wooden snowflakes, I painted them with some white apple barrel paint, and they're off to the side drying. I have a pack of some buffalo check cups that I picked up last year on clearance after Christmas, and I'm going to use 3 of them for the snowflakes. So I'm just going to grab some floral foam, stick it inside, and I'm going to place those snowflakes on some white skewers, the ones that I showed y'all earlier. I just painted them white, like I said. I'm going to stick them in there. That way the floral foam holds the skewers in place. So since my base, the cup and the floral foam is very light, I decided to grab some rocks that I have on hand. They're from Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to stick them in there. That way it gives it some weight so it don't fall over. And then what I'm going to do is use some Aleena's glue. You can also use like Elmer's glue or Mod Podge. Just place that all over on top of that and cover it. Well, I'm going to cover it with snow, that same snow that I used earlier. And I'm also going to stick some Dollar Tree berries all around there on top. So this is great for, you know, anything Christmas decor, tabletop decor, but it would also be such a cute idea for a Christmas party as well. I'm going to use more of those red beads I painted earlier, and I'm just going to cover up the little hole on top of the wooden snowflakes. You can also add a bow if you want. For the next easy DIY, you guys have probably seen these 2 gift boxes. They're kind of like cardboard gift boxes, so they're very sturdy, which is why I like to pick these up. They have multiple different kinds of styles, but I specifically picked up the buffalo check or gingham print. They have both sides. Now you see how this side is more shiny. I like more of the matte, so I'm going to use this side to show or to showcase. And then this as well, there's a shinier gold side on the front, but I'm going to use this side. So this one is super simple. I'm going to leave the handle on here, the ribbon, just in case we end up using or changing this into something different. You just never know when it comes to doing DIYs. So what I'm going to do is put Christmas trees inside of this. So basically the gift boxes are like the base of the trees. So I have one big tree that I have had for maybe a couple years now, and I'm just going to stick it in there, and that's it for that one. And then I'm going to stick those other 2 little trees in the black and white buffalo check one. So those 2 little trees are actually from Dollar Tree. They are a steal. Obviously, they're only $1. They're not from the higher priced Dollar Tree items. So these are $1, and they are just perfect. I had picked up 3 of them, so I'm going to stick both of those in there. For this next one, I'm using these two Dollar Tree items to make a candy cane easy wreath. Well, yeah, it's a candy cane wreath. I was gonna say, why am I saying wreath? But that's what it says on the candy cane form. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and iron this bandana, and then I will place it on top of the candy cane or underneath it and just trim all the excess off. So you can also use ribbon and just wrap it around the candy cane. And I was actually going to cut this in strips and wrap it, but it didn't look right because I did start to do that. So this is another way you can do that if you want to use fabric. So you can cut it like I did right here, and then basically make slits all around it, going about an inch or two in spaces, and just tuck it underneath and start gluing. Before making the slits though, I added the fabric. I turned it around and I hot glued the fabric on the ends. So I did the top one first and the bottom, just that way when I start doing the slits all around the candy cane, it won't move. Now that I have all these slits, I'm just going to wrap it on the back tightly and add my hot glue. And once I start getting toward the bottom right here of the candy cane where it's straight, you don't obviously need the slits, but I kept going. You mainly just need the slits on the curved area. That way it's tucked in the back neatly. Since bandanas are made of that very thin material, you can obviously see all the ugly parts in the back of the candy cane. So all you have to do is just grab another strip and glue it on the back just so it looks a little more finished. Now I'm going to use this Dollar Tree gingerbread gift box. I guess you can put treats in there, but I thought these were super cute. They have two sizes. This is the smaller size. What I'm going to do is just tape it right here with some red tape that I have. And I'm just using tape because glue didn't work that well. And then I'm going to add some of this red and white striped ribbon that I used earlier. I'm going to make a bow and I'll show y'all that real quick. All I'm going to do is take the ribbon and make two loops. I'm showing you one because I'm going to make the loop and then cut it. And I'm kind of, well, I'm not measuring. I'm just placing it on top of the gingerbread so I can see about how wide I want the bow to be. Like I said, I have both right here, and now all I'm going to do is grab both of them together. You're going to pinch both of them one at a time. So basically you pinch just like this and do the same to both. And then all you're going to do is take a pipe cleaner and wrap the center. I'm using one more piece of that ribbon and I'm going to make another bow, and then I will add this to the top of the other one that I just made and wrap more of the pipe cleaner around it. I'm going to use some of this pom-pom ribbon from Hobby Lobby. I'm just taking a strip of it. I'm going to cut it and kind of bundle it up in the center and use it as the center of the bow. So I'm going to just hot glue that on, and then I will hot glue the bow on top of the stomach area of the gingerbread man. And also it covers up the tape. So for the next DIY, I have another one of these plates. What I'm gonna do is use these Dollar Tree Christmas trees. I'm gonna grab 3 of them. And I believe I'm gonna paint them white. And then I want to spell out ho 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 for, you know, like a Santa saying. So I got my Christmas trees all painted white. And now I used my Cricut to cut out ho 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 so I could place it on each of the trees. Now I'm gonna hot glue them down like this, and then I'll figure out what to add to cover up the holes. So I decided to do this. I grabbed the greenery with red berries from Dollar Tree. I used it earlier today, and I just cut off like 2 greenery pieces and then 1 like big berry piece in the center. And it kind of reminded me of like a mistletoe. I thought it was cute, just like that. So going to make a really large Christmas ornament for, I believe, for my either my staircase or my fireplace. I'm not sure yet. These are the largest ornaments they have at Dollar Tree. So I got 2 large round ones, and then they were $1 each. This one was also $1, but this is that real pretty shape that I'm going to use at the end. And then I have these 2 smaller ones. As you can see, they're a little bit different in size, and I did that on purpose because I am going to use this one on top of this one. And these actually came in 2 different packs, but I've had them since last year. Remove all of these top pieces. So I switched out the smallest one for a more gold one to match this one, and I'm gonna go ahead and leave this on here because I'm gonna need it to like hang it up wherever I'm gonna put it. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue this one right here. I'm basically going to hide this area behind it like this. You can also use things to remove this. Like I've seen someone use a hot knife, but I don't have that. And if you don't have that, that's totally fine. So okay, then I'm gonna use this one next. I actually did something like this last year, except I made sort of a topiary out of it. You might have seen that in my latest compilation video of my 30 Dollar Tree DIYs from last year, Christmas ones. I have a huge video. I will link it below and at the top if you haven't seen it. And for the last ornament, I'm just gonna glue it under like this. So you wanna add quite a bit of glue right here. Dollar Tree has a bunch of these little styrofoam scatters for your table in different colors. I've had these since last year. As you can see, I just have this box right here full of them and just different ornaments. So I am going to use the gold and red colors. That's the ones I had purchased last year. They have like 2 different sizes. There's a more smaller one and then a larger one. So I'm gonna try to lay this down carefully. It's pretty much dry. What I think I'm gonna do, I was gonna hang it from here up, but as I was looking at it, I really like for this part to be at the top. It just looks super pretty. So now don't mind this. I had to put quite a bit of glue for it to actually stay in place. These are what we're gonna use to cover that area. I'm gonna use this box to help it not roll around. So look how beautiful it looks already. So I'm going to go ahead and continue and add it to this space as well. Okay, and then, you know, there will be a bunch of strings of hot glue. So you can just wipe that and clean that off. And now for these two bottom parts, since these are smaller, I'm going to use the smaller little styrofoam balls. I bought these Walmart ribbons or bows, $2.48 for 10. Oops, there's one left. I'm just gonna grab one, and it has like the wire so that way I can wrap it around. I'm gonna put it at the bottom right here. And once that's stuck on there, then I'll wrap the wire around for more support. And then for the last part to hang it up, now this is pretty light, it's not heavy at all. I'm gonna take one of these that I saved, and I'm gonna glue it up here like that. It won't stay if I just stick it on like that. So So there are many round wreath forms at Dollar Tree, like this one. This is the snowman wreath, and I'm not going to use it for that. I just really want to take one of the round areas of this. After I'm finished with this DIY and you see the way it looks, you can decide what kind of round wreath you want to choose. Take this apart. I think I'm going to use maybe the bigger one. And I like this snowman wreath though, because these are thinner, so it's going to be easier just to take it apart. But be careful you don't break the part that you need. I'm going to use my stem cutters to help me out. So I'm going to cut right here, and the easiest way to do it is just to hold it and go back and forth like this, and it'll snap off. If you try to just press and hold and push it and cut it, it'll be harder that way. You see? It just came off. And then I will just remove the excess like that that's sticking out. So as you can see, I have more bows. I found this other 10-pack, but these are the striped ones for the same price. I love striped decor, like for Christmas, like the red and white. It just reminds me of like candy canes, and I just love it. I think it makes each other pop. The contrast is so pretty. So I have a little haul on my Instagram if you want to go and check that out. I've been posting like Dollar Tree little hauls every time I go. I just don't have time to add it into my DIYs really. So you can go check that out to see what other things I found. I also found these beautiful 98-cent picks from Walmart. Now, why can't they come out with pretty picks like this at Dollar Tree? Like, this is just super pretty, and it looks way more high-end. So I'm going to remove those. That one's removed, and kind of spread it out. I love the flocked look. What we're going to do is hang this upside down like this. So I'll have one more higher up, and then this one coming more lower like that. And what I'm going to do is use some floral wire. So you just want to keep wrapping until you get quite a bit on there and it's sturdy on there. So it's not really moving, and I want it to be sort of off to the side like this. And now for this one, I will place it right here like I showed y'all. So now I will take just pieces. I did about 4 pieces right there. I just grabbed pieces of it, cut some off, and wrapped it. I'm making a little bit of a mess with the flocked greenery because I'm like twisting and all that, but that's okay. I'm gonna grab one of these and let's see where I put it. So I actually got this idea for this wreath from Walmart. So this is an inspiration wreath. They have some very pretty wreaths right now at Walmart. I mean, just super pretty. I think they've definitely stepped up their game over the years for sure. I'm going to take one of the styrofoam balls and place it in the middle just to kind of cover up the gold tie. So I removed the bow for right now because I want to add these bells. I have these Hobby Lobby bells that came in a long, I believe they were from Hobby Lobby. They came in a really long pack, and these are just spare ones I've had. So I want to hang them somehow on here. So I think I'm going to add it around this area, let it hang from there, and then I'll add the bow back. Now I'm going to open this little area right here to wrap it somewhere in the center. All right, and the last thing I'm gonna do is take more of my floral wire, and I held it up and it's kind of like a little awkward. So I'm going to grab the bottom and tie it to this little part right here. So see those little pieces come in handy that are connected to the other inside wreath? I'm gonna use that to help me out. This next DIY is going to be a really fun one. They have all been fun today, but I'm really excited because I've never made anything like this one before, and I'm excited. I believe the inspiration for this came from, let me see, I think it's a Kohl's present stack, but the one that I saw is lighted. This one's not going to be lighted. You could totally do that, but I'm not going to do it for this one. So these come in a 2-pack for $1. So this obviously was inside of that one, so it's a little bit smaller. This is just a regular gift box that I found in the gift section or birthday section at Dollar Tree. So in order for these to look like real Christmas presents, I want to wrap all of them with just some satin ribbon, and I'm using this color because I want it to really pop against the red, and then we will do like a bow on top, so it'll really look like a pretty wrapped present. But before doing that, what I need to do in order to stack these is, as you can see, I created one hole already on one of them with just my Dollar Tree little craft blade. I just stuck it in there, went like this around, and then what we're gonna do is take the lid off, and I'm gonna add floral foam inside of there. That way I can stick these on dowels and they will stay sturdy, you know, once they're all stood up. So this one is gonna be the base, and it's the larger one out of the two. Now, Dollar Tree actually has a really large skewer that they sold in the summer by the like kitchen area, barbecue, little section area. I used them all up, so I don't have any more, but you can use regular dowels as well. Even though it's not going to be tall enough, we can double the dowels if we need to. So let me make the hole a little bit bigger, and then we're going to stick it in. Once you got it straight and where you want it to go, you can add glue. Alright, so I have floral foam in all of the boxes. I'm going to place the lids back, and then we are going to create the holes in the rest of them so I can stack them. So the following one after this one is going to be the smaller of the two, and we are going to place a hole in the corner right here. You can also use your scissors just to kind of cut it, and then make sure the dowel fits right at the corner right here. So it's gonna go like that in there through the floral foam and come out at the corner right here. So I'm gonna remove this, that way I can kind of see where it's at. For the rest of them, you don't need the floral foam, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove them. That was my mistake. I thought I needed it, but I don't. And it stays sturdy because it's on each corner and it's not gonna move. Since I know this is not gonna be tall enough, the dowel I'm saying, I will go ahead and add another dowel right here. And not to worry, it's going to be hiding inside of the box, so you won't even be able to see it. I will also probably add a piece of ribbon or something around it for extra security. And this is in case you don't have a large dowel. So now the third one is going to be like the base, and it has a hole already right here and at the bottom, so I can stick it in the dowel. And I brought it to the kitchen for a better view. So for the last one, I did the same thing as I did with this one and added the hole in the corner and right here at the top. Once you're done and you feel like it is a little wobbly, you can add hot glue, and then I will cut the remaining piece of the dowel. So for the top box, I obviously do not need the hole right there because it doesn't need to come out anymore. So that was my mistake. I'm just gonna turn it around and put it like that, but before, or just hide it in the back. But before doing that, I'm gonna add a little bit of glue right there just so the dowel stays right there at the corner of the box. So as you can see, so far I have these two done. It was very easy to wrap it. I'm gonna show you real quick how I did that. All I'm gonna do is glue it right here at the top like I was showing y'all before my battery died. And I do have multiple batteries, well I did, and I had to throw the other two away because they got kind of swollen and it's not safe to use batteries that way, so I threw them away. But I need to order more off of Amazon. So anyways, once I have that, I will just measure with my finger how far underneath I need to go, and then I'll cut it and then glue that underneath. And then we would do the same thing the opposite way. So for this part, to get this bow, well, it's gonna look like this one, right? Where it's just kind of sticking out. It was real simple. All I did was just take a piece like this and another piece like this. Like basically two ears. So then it looks like it's just sticking out right here. Okay, and then you'll just add glue underneath so it stays in place, and right here and right here. And then you're gonna do the same thing, turn it to the side. You see how I have this one done? We're gonna do the same thing right here. For my fourth DIY, This next one was inspired by the outdoor light up Christmas trees. Now these are, they're like wired and then they have lights on them. So I'm gonna make a smaller one. And what I did was grab one of these wreath forms from that snowman, and I already trimmed it out. I have the skewers. Remember, this is a 100-pack from Dollar Tree. I'm gonna use the black ones. Now I already have 4 painted right here, and this is black, I believe. I think I'm gonna use 6, so I'm gonna go and paint a few more. I might use 8, I'm not sure yet. So I'm just gonna paint a few more and then we'll figure out how many we're gonna use. And to give you an idea, and so that you know what I'm talking about, it goes like this. I'm gonna trim this pointy end off, but they go like this. I'm gonna glue these two first. They go like that. Now I'm going to turn to the side and add the other 2 going the opposite way. Okay, so now that I have all of them glued on, I picked up this Walmart LED battery operated lights, and I really like this one because it has 100 of the lights on there, and as you can see, it was about $9, but it has a variety of options on here, which is really cool. So like there's a real fast blinking one, and look how many there are. There's 8. Wait, yeah, 8 of them. Then there's like a gradual one, different blinking at different times. So I think that's super cool. So I'm gonna just leave it on one of them. Okay, and then wherever you decide to put it, you can just hide the battery pack somewhere on the side and then just wrap the lights around it. So it's really simple. So I'm just going to like flatten them down, and then I will easily wrap it around this without using anything else. That way, if I want to use the lights for something else or change the lights on here to like some colorful ones, I can do that. So you can start on any side. For this next one, or the last one, I am going to make some cute little trees. Now, I found this super pretty fabric in the Crafter Square. It has the red, white, and green, a really thin green stripe. So you can use this. Dollar Tree has a bunch of different fabrics out. If you can find them, I found them at one out of the 3 locations I went to yesterday. They also have a crap load of Christmas wrap right now. So I also picked up this really pretty candy cane gift wrap. Really pretty. And I'm going to just show you all the ones that I picked up, and then you can just choose whichever ones you want to use. And they have many, many more besides just these. I loved this vintage one, and I did show these on my Instagram stories. I love the Santa vintage looking ones. The Joy one, it has that real pretty green color. And I also found these cute gingerbread men with the little candy canes, and the candy on there is so pretty. I'm becoming obsessed with the gingerbread men because of, it's somebody's fault, I'm blaming somebody. Lemon Avenue, if y'all don't know who she is, check her out on Instagram. She's really active on Instagram, and she also does YouTube as well. And she just posts the cutest, girliest Christmas decor. Any decor is just so pretty. So go and check her out. So you can also use craft sticks, and that's what I'm gonna do. So these are just Dollar Tree craft sticks, and of course I'm going to let me see. I'm gonna see how it looks when I trim them. I think it'll look a little better. Cut out the piece of fabric. I'm going to do it on this side just so that way I can mark it with my pencil, and then we'll cut it out. Now that I have the shape, I'm going to hot glue the craft sticks on top. Okay, and then I'll just trim the little excess off on the sides. You can use quite a few different things for the base. You can even just sit it there by itself like that. What I'm gonna do is use a tumbling tower block this way. I think it looks cute like that. And you can also use one of these little Dollar Tree blocks that come in a big pack, or you can use a bigger one if you make a bigger tree, or it would also look cute like that too. So I'm going to glue this like that. You can even do it that way if you want. Okay, and then I'm gonna make a bigger tree out of the same fabric, and then I'll use the block for the base of the bigger tree. And since these are the only size craft sticks I have from the Dollar Tree, I'm going to use 2 of them for the side. So I'm just gonna hot glue 2 of them like that. And now I'm just gonna glue the cube on the bottom so it has a cute little base. Okay, and then I have this ornament. I love the way these stars look. It came in a 2-pack. I'm just gonna use one of them and glue it up here. Why I have this wreath. Now you can find many wreaths like this, including from Dollar Tree, and you can just cut one of them out like this. So I cut this one out. For the ornaments, I have quite a bit in here in these 2 little, one box and one little buffalo check basket. And I'm just gonna figure out how I want it to look as far as colors go, and then I will show y'all how I attach it. So these are the ornaments I'm gonna use. Now, I was inspired by this DIY from Michaels. I saw it on the Michaels website, and you can definitely choose your own ornament colors for sure. So forgive me if I sound stuffy. I have bad allergies right now, and normally I take Flonase daily, and I ran out like a week or 2 ago, not thinking that I was gonna get badly sick, and I did. So I'm not gonna use the twine. I thought I was, but I'm not. And that way, when I glue the next one, The next one is going to be this one. I will add glue on the ornament to connect to the next one and right here. So I have it all done. What I'm gonna do is use one of these bows from Walmart. It comes in a 10 pack for $2.48. I love picking up the different types of bows they have like this. I'm gonna use one of them right here at the top in the center. I have some Dollar Tree bells. I picked up the red ones. I'm gonna tie them on some of this ribbon to hang in the center, just like the one from Michael's. Of course, they have 2 ornamenting, but I decided to use 2 little cute bells because I really like these bells. They're so pretty. For some reason, I always think anything with ornaments just looks so pretty and high-end and classy. Like, I'm not even finished yet and I just think it looks so pretty. I have both of them on different strings because I'm gonna kind of hang them differently, just like this. So now I'm just gonna tie this one up a little higher, and all you have to do is just wrap it around and make a knot. So I just wrapped it once for right now. That way if I have to change it, I can. All right, now I'm going to take the wire in the back and wrap it around. I've started to do things a little bit different on my channel as far as not doing any more voiceovers just because it's easier. So with that being said, you will hear my puppy in the background. He's inside. I cannot let him out today because we are redoing the back fence. So the guys are working outside. So he might be kind of whining because he wants to go out there. For the next DIY, I have this Dollar Tree tree. What's wrong? They have tons of these at Dollar Tree. So what I'm gonna do is unwrap it first, so it's connected along this. Take this all off, and then I will be using this ribbon from Walmart. Now this ribbon is 1.5 inches thick. What I'm gonna do, because I really like this ribbon, I'm gonna use it on here, but I can't use it as is because it's too thick. But since this is the only size I found, what I'm gonna do is cut it in half. I need this to be about 3/4 of an inch. So like that. So I will be cutting it in half to use it on here. What I'm gonna do before adding the ribbon is I need to cover it with something. So I'm just gonna cover it real simply with a piece of poster. You could also use any type of paper you want. That would be a cute DIY if you find some scrap paper that you like, or some wrapping paper that you like, because I also have that. But of course that's a little thinner, so it might rip easily.
Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree, thy leaves are so unchanging. Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree, thy leaves are so unchanging. Not only green when summer's here, but also when it's cold and drear.
And then we're just gonna trim it.
Christmas tree, thy leaves are so unchanging.
So I'm doing about about 4 3/4 of an inch, or you can just do 5 inches. I am going to loop it like this.
Such pleasure do you bring me for every year this Christmas.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, I got this idea from the QVC website. I've seen quite a few of trees like this, but I saw this particular one on the QVC website. So I'm just going to add them in all of the empty spaces. I'm not going to put them in a perfect row around the tree, just in the empty spots. So like this next spot, I will put it right here. It's very simple. Once you get to the bottom, you just want to make sure wherever you add it, say I add it right here, I'm gonna stick it in there enough so it stops right here. I'm gonna make a lighted present. I've done a version of this before, and I will link that video at the top if you want to see how I did an older version when I started YouTube. Today I'm gonna make it with these either the skewers or the dowels. You can do either or. I'm thinking about doing it with the dowels instead because they're a little thicker. You can pick these up at Walmart or Dollar Tree. So we just need to figure out how big we want the gift box. I'm gonna do 5 inches all around. I'm using 12 5-inch dowels once they've all been cut. So now for this to work, so we can glue them together right, the parts that I cut, you want to make sure it's flat like this so we can glue it well. So now that they're sanded, we want them to fit pretty, I mean, not exactly flush against each other, but close. So we're going to glue 4 of them like this. I'm going to use my Dollar Tree ruler. This ruler makes all the difference in the world when creating these squares. Look how perfectly they look. So I made the other one because it's going to go like this. So what I'm going to do to add the other 4 is just glue them on top like that. what you can do is go ahead and go around it and just add more glue in the little like crevices of the dowels. We are going to use this decorative mesh from Dollar Tree to wrap the present. I'm gonna wrap this all the way around once, and then I will cut it right here, and then we'll do the other two sides. I have it wrapped all the way around. Now I just need to add this one strip of glue right here, and then I will cut it off and then trim all the edges. Is just put hot glue all around and just place it like this. Hold it down, let it dry, and then trim. So once I have this part down, this is the only side I'm gonna have open. I'm gonna leave that open. I'm not going to cover it. So it's gonna stand like that. And then I have these Dollar Tree bows. Oops. They come in a 2-pack. I've been having them for probably a couple years now. I am going to add it on top. I am going to remove the tails from this bow with my scissors and then glue it on top. Lastly, I'm taking my Walmart lights. This is a huge 100-pack of battery operated lights. It has quite a bit of different options. I'm going to stick this in there, and you can place the battery pack behind something. For this next DIY, I am using 10 craft sticks. I'm going to make a star out of them, a Christmas star. And I actually got this one off of Instagram. Somebody posted, I'm always on there and I see so much pretty decor, Christmas decor. The only thing is I don't know where it's from because it was a picture of like the whole living space. So I'm not sure where it's from, but let's see how this one turns out. I think it's going to turn out really cute. So let's get started. So we're going to just create the star with the craft sticks first. I had forgot to mention that the reason why I decided to use craft sticks is because I wanted the star to look thicker. I could have used dowels too, but I really want you to be able to see this yarn on here. So I don't know where I got this from. I believe, I mean, it had to have been from Dollar Tree. They have tons of different colors of yarn from Dollar Tree. So I'm going to start wrapping it. All I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the corner, and I'm just going to add a little bit of glue at the bottom. So we're going to let that dry, and then we're going to start wrapping the corner, and then I'll stop like right here. Now that I have all the corners wrapped, then I'll begin wrapping the star one craft stick at a time. I am almost, well, not almost done, not even halfway done. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little tedious, but because I'm doing, you know, single lines and trying to make it look perfect, which it doesn't have to be. You can just wrap it randomly if you want, but you might waste more yarn like that. I still got quite a bit left, and I still got quite a bit to go. I also wanted to wrap something red, just like the one I found, you know, because I really like the way that looks. And I do have this ribbon, you know, the ones they use for balloons, but I don't know if it's gonna look like I want it to look, so we'll see how I do that. But I'm just gonna keep wrapping. It's not really pretty. Like, even if you could just leave it like this for a more farmhouse rustic look, that would look really pretty. I also want to add a word to it in the center, like some type of Christmas word, but I'm gonna see if I do that in a minute. I believe I want to outline it with this just to make the red really pop on the outside like this. I think I'm just gonna go like that and then use my hot glue. The last thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and use this Walmart Christmas ribbon, and I'm gonna glue it right here at the top, and it fits pretty nicely right here where it says Merry Christmas. So what I decided to do is I'm not going to use the ribbon. I pulled out a 3-pack of words that I got from Dollar Tree. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Believe one. The other one, it also came with the Joy word, and I'm going to add it like this. These 2 Dollar Tree items. I have a piece on earth sign and then a really pretty wall tile that I'm going to paint. So first I'm going to use my antique wax on top of this, and then for this I am going to, I believe I'm going to go over it with white and then use red paint to kind of go over the raised edges or raised surfaces on here. I used some water on my brush so the stain looks a little lighter, and then I just wiped the top of it with the paper towel. So I figured out how I'm gonna paint it. I just took a sponge brush, the ones that come on here, and I removed the sponge. I cut it in half with my scissors. To cover this, I'm gonna go ahead and use this paint. It's a khaki colored paint. I think I got it from Michael's. And what I did was just take it, and to get into like all of the crevices of the wall tile, because if you just rub it, it just goes on the top. So you want to dab it on so you get all in there, and then once you do that, you can go ahead and swipe it. And so obviously I'm gonna have to do about maybe 2 or 3 coats. So I'm gonna go ahead and just continue and let you see. I did 2 coats of the khaki paint. Now I'm going to use my sponge brush. I'm gonna take some red paint, and I am just going to go lightly over the top raised areas of this wall tile. Once I have all of this painted the way I want, since it is the tile, it has a sticky side, so I'm going to take a piece of foam board and I'm just going to stick it on here so it has a sturdy background. and then I will hot glue the sign on top. For this next DIY, I have 3 wooden pieces. You can use anything you want. I decided to use 3 different size wood pieces from Dollar Tree. So I have a wooden cutting board. I also have this piece from there, and it's just a plaque. And then I have this one. I think, yeah, this one came with the lid, so I just removed that. What I'm gonna do is paint all 3 of them with that same cream paint. And then we're gonna make like little presents out of them. So I want to do like a little setup in the corner. I'm not sure where, maybe in the kitchen, of the 3 little gifts or presents. And you can use any ribbon you want. So I have some Dollar Tree one. This was from the fall, and it's just like a buffalo check print, but it's red, has red. And then I also have this one. I just picked this up on the weekend from Dollar General. So as you can see, it has 30 feet for $5, which is a lot. It's a lot of ribbon. So I don't know if I'm going to use both or maybe just one of them. And since this is a more of a farmhouse Christmas decor video, I'm gonna do like the creamy color like I mentioned, and I believe I'm going to add some of my stain as well to make it look a little rustic looking. Okay, so all I did was run over it lightly with a bristled brush and a little bit of water and antique wax. I'm not sure if you can see it that well, just to give it a little bit of that farmhouse look. I'm gonna show you all that real quick. I just dip my brush in water and then a little bit into the antique wax. And I kind of just dab the excess off, and then you want to run lightly over it, and then I will wipe it with a paper towel so it's not so harsh. See, it gives it that perfect look. And then if you want to give it a little more detail, you can add some, just kind of dab the sides and the corners, grab more of the antique wax so it's a little darker, kind of like that, in random spots. I have one gift box made already, very simple. And the way I did that was you're just gonna lay out your ribbon, place your piece, wooden piece on top or whatever you are using. You wanna have some of the ribbon left off on both sides. So this side I have it cut already, and then this side is still connected to all of the ribbon. So then we're just going to twist them like this. And then you're gonna go the opposite way, like that. And you can just kind of fix it to the way you want. Make sure nothing is folded over and it's flat. And then you're gonna take the rest of it and glue it underneath, like that. So I'm gonna trim off. And then you can just hot glue it like that. Then you can grab whatever you want and put it on top. You can even add a bow, but I've been doing so many bows in my latest videos. I decided to do something different, and of course a little more farmhouse. So I brought out some Christmas greenery. I used one of these picks from Hobby Lobby, and of course it's been picked off a lot. So I'm just gonna grab one of these pieces and add it.
Christmas tree, oh Christmas tree, you'll ever be unchanging, a symbol of goodwill and love. You'll ever be unchanging, each shining light, each silver bell, no one alive spreads cheer so well.
For the next DIY, I have these gingerbread men foam sheets from Dollar Tree. I really like these because they come with 12. And they also have like different shapes. I even have the Christmas tree ones. I'm also going to use this gift trim from Walmart. I love it. Really pretty. I'm going to make a really simple garland out of it. This is what I came up with for the female. So what I'm going to do is do 2 girls, 2 females, and then 1 male. Is use my chalk writer from Dollar Tree. And it's really simple. You can see it goes on really well and it's smooth. Except for this one, I'm not going to do the little hair like that. I'm not going to do any hair at all. And I will make the bow again to show y'all. But I will be using it right here on the neck like a bow tie. So I just spread out this trim, and I'm gonna do it to where, like, if they're using their little arm to hang on to it. Next DIY, I am making a simple one. I am using this Dollar Tree Cloche. This was originally black and I used it for, I believe in the fall time I painted it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and keep it like that. I'm just going to go over it a little with my antique wax just to give it more of a wood color. And then what I want to do is add, I think I'm going to put either some salt or sugar right here so it looks like snow. And then this is a Dollar Tree Christmas tree, and I had this already, or you can see it is a little bigger than these, or you can use smaller ones. I actually picked these up from Dollar General, so these came 3 for $1, really good deal. And then I have the little village people, or a little village like tree, and it has that. I'm not sure what I'm going to put in there yet, and so I'll add that in here too. I have the lid right here. I put some sugar on top. Now there was a little hole, so I just added a little bit of hot glue to cover it and then added the sugar. I know for sure I'm gonna add a tree right here. These cute little trees. I'm not going to hot glue this stuff down just in case I want to change out anything. Oh my god, these little figurines are so funny. I just noticed this one. It has like, the guy has like a mountain of snowballs that he's carrying. It looks really funny. For this next DIY, I have this really pretty Christmas candle holder from Dollar Tree. Now, I'm going to do a few things to it just to give it a little bit of a makeover. I don't really need to do too much because it's really pretty, but to make it a little rustic, I have some beads right here, some of my Amazon beads. I'm going to use one of these, or some of these on here. And what I need to do is stain them first. So I'm going to grab a cup of a little bit of water and add some of my antique wax in there and place some of these in here. Once they're dry really well, then I'm going to glue some on the star. So I just had painting cup that I always use for my brushes, and you can see the beads in there. So now I'm just going to take them out on a napkin and let them dry. None of my beads are dried right here. Now I am going to just glue some to the star. Why I am going to make a triple wreath. I have some greenery right here, Christmas greenery that I have been having for a while, and I haven't used it for anything, so I thought this would be perfect to use this. That way I can use it up, and plus I really like the way it looks. Now excuse my hands, I have stain and stuff all over from staining the beads. I'm also going to use this really pretty ribbon from Hobby Lobby. And again, you can use whatever you have on hand. And the reason why I'm using this, I do have a little bit of the Dollar Tree burlap, but not that much. So I figured this was perfect for this one. And I didn't have to go out and buy anything since I already had it. So it's a perfect free DIY for myself. You can use whatever greenery you have, any type of ribbon you want. It doesn't have to be, you know, the same as mine. So I'm just spreading this out. So this is going to be the base of my wreath. Okay, and then you just put this right here so it won't move. Now this one, so this is real easy. All I'm going to do is just take some of this and form it into a wreath and kind of see how full I want it. And I'm going to grab some of my floral wire from Dollar Tree and use that to help me form the wreath. All right, I got my 3 wreaths ready, and what I'm gonna do is leave some at the top, some of the ribbon. I'm gonna hot glue them down like this. I'm gonna place one about right here, another one right here, and then another one right here, and then I'll also leave some hanging at the end. And then I made a quick bow with this Walmart ribbon that I have been having for a couple years, and I'm gonna add it right here at the top. So I'm gonna trim this down. I wasn't sure how long I needed it, so that's why I did it that long. It's like right here. Then at the bottom right here, I'm just gonna do a dove's tail. From Dollar Tree. Now I picked this one up because it has a single form, a single wreath form, and that's what I wanted to use instead of using one of these wreaths that they have. This is a 2-pack from Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to remove everything, and of course I'll save, oh, there's only one bell. I'll save the bell and the bow for another DIY. Now I'm gonna use 2 of the Dollar Tree Christmas trees, and these are the green ones. I have both green and white. I'm gonna remove them, and I'm just going to place 2 together. I'm not quite sure what happened to the following clip, but all I did, as you can see, is place 2 of the trees together, and I used my hot glue for that, and then I added a piece of floral foam on top. That's all I did. And now I will be adding the ring just like this. Now, a little tip or FYI for this, it's gonna move around quite a bit while I'm assembling everything, so don't worry about that until right at the end. You can just add a lot of glue on the sides and on the top, like right here, and then it will stay in place. So right now it's not really gonna matter how much glue I add, because I'm going to be moving it around so much, adding all of my like flowers and stuff like that. I'm using these 2 color combinations from Dollar Tree. I have 2 of the pinkish poinsettias and then more of a darker maroon type poinsettia. I'm going to just pull the flower part off of the stem and place them all around on top of the floral foam in the center. And once I see, or get it the way I like, then I will hot glue all of them. I'm using this gold 9-foot ribbon from Dollar Tree. It's glittered. I also bought some red one, or some red ribbon just like this, and just beware, this makes a ton of mess. I am still trying to get glitter off of the floor, and you just find it everywhere. But anyways, it's pretty. Just pay attention to the way I fold the ribbon, and then I will cut it and stick it in between the branches. So all I'm gonna do is stick it in there and then grab one of the branches and tie it in there. That way it stays in place. Or you can just add hot glue, or you can use pipe cleaner, whatever is easier for you. I repeated the same thing on the opposite side, plus I added this little part. So I will show you that on the other side, and then I add a few more bits of this ribbon, and just like I said, pay attention to the way I fold it and cut it, and that would be easiest for you to duplicate it, because if I try to explain by talking how I fold it is just not going to make sense. So it's very simple. I just make 2 loops right here for this second part and stick it in there. Again, wrapping one of the branches around, and then I will add another single piece of ribbon at the end. Whatever I did to the right side, I did to the left. Now that I have those 2 sides completed, I am going to use 2 more of the pink poinsettias and 2 more of the red poinsettias and just stick them in where I like, around the little Christmas trees, and then I will add hot glue. Now we'll be adding this deco mesh from Dollar Tree. It's brown with gold. And again, I'm just going to stick it in there, and where I feel that it needs glue, I will add it. Instead of cutting it right here, you could also continue on to the opposite side. I just really like the way it looks with it cut, and then I will just grab the rest of it and do the other side. So once that's done, as you can see, I have 2 ornaments hanging at the top. I have some Dollar Tree pinkish gold ornaments. So all I did was just take the little string that it came with and add a tiny bit of hot glue at the top so it stays in place. It was really simple. You don't want to add too much hot glue though, remember, that way it won't, the ring won't be so heavy and fall over.
Thy leaves are so unchanging, not only green when summer's here, but also when it's cold and drear. Oh, Christmas tree, thy leaves are...
How beautiful is this? I absolutely love it. It's so pretty, and just imagine it in the colors that you like or what you would want to go with. It would look pretty anyway. So I just have it sitting on my hutch right now. What I would like to do is make a second one. That way I can put one on each side of my fireplace. So I hope this first DIY gave you a lot of inspiration, because it just gave me so much inspiration to do different colors.
Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree, such pleasure do you bring me.
For the next DIY, I'm using 2 candy cane wreath forms from Dollar Tree. What I'm going to do is cross them together, and then I will take some floral wire. Did I say that right? Floral wire to connect them.
Oh, Christmas tree, you'll ever be unchanging.
You can see where I wrapped it on top and bottom. Once I get that secure so it doesn't budge, I'm taking the red very glittery ribbon from Dollar Tree, and I will start wrapping it at the bottom of one of the candy canes, and I added hot glue, and then you will see me wrap the rest.
Oh, Christmas tree, you'll ever be unchanging. Oh, Christmas tree, you'll ever be
For this DIY, I am using a white Dollar Tree Christmas tree, and I already took it out the box and kind of fluffed it out to the sides. I was trying to figure out also if I wanted to hang the tree upside down, kind of like a swag, or facing up. So I think I decided facing down. So what I'm gonna do so that bottom part won't be in the way and all showing, I am going to take my stem cutters and just take it off. Now be very careful, because once you do that, it is very sharp. You do not want to cut yourself. So all I did was take one of the branches and wrap it at the bottom so I won't, nobody cuts themselves. Now I'm going to hot glue down the tree just like this, upside down. After that, I will be making a whimsical, sort of a whimsical Christmas bow to go on top. You can do however many loops you want, but after each one, as you can see, once I put it underneath, I twist it at the bottom so the right side is showing. I left that bottom loop very large, that way I could cut it like you just saw and it creates two tails. Then I just take a pipe cleaner and wrap it. Then I sort of made the same type of bow with this creamy ribbon, but I just placed the tails one facing up and one down. So I'm gonna hot glue that all on top of this candy cane swag. The last thing I decided to do was take some of these red berries from Dollar Tree. I cut some out and I'm just going to place them in between the white branches. And of course, this could be hung anywhere. This next DIY is a very unique one because I have never seen it done before, and I'm so happy I thought of it because I thought it came out really pretty. I'm going to use 3 of the green Christmas trees from Dollar Tree. I had some white ones on the side because I thought I would incorporate it, but I didn't like the way it looked, so I decided to save those for the next DIY. All I did was cut the ends off. Remember, I have one stem facing down. As you can see, I'm holding it in place because I'm going to add hot glue again and cover it. That way we don't cut ourselves. You can also see the branches are already formed to the way I want, and it was very easy to do that. I will show y'all that in a second. I had to bring out my old small glue stick or glue gun because I ran out of the big glue sticks, but I already bought some. So I'm going to show you how I formed those branches that way with the other 2, and then how I connect them. Once I spread them out off to the sides, I kind of gather a few of them and form them together facing up. I also grab a couple of them and put them in the middle because you'll see sort of that metal bar in the middle, and that's just another way to hide that. Now we're going to place them together just like this. I'm going to add hot glue and floral wire around them. And the last thing I did to finish off the DIY is add 3 red ornaments in the center. You guys know that Dollar Tree carries these ornaments in packs of about, I believe, 8 or 10 pack. So I always pick them up, and of course you can choose whatever colors you want, but of course red looks just like the holly plant. I would love to make another one and add it on each side of the fireplace. Don't mind my fireplace, I'm still working on it. I have that really thick maroon yarn, and now I need to just add my stockings and a garland. So I'm working on that, but this would look nice right here, also along your staircase, or right here on top of your hutch or a console table, anything like that, on the corners of your curtains in your living room. That would look really cool. Maybe on the corners of your house, outside, outdoors. I think that would look really nice as well. This next one, I am using a star wreath from Dollar Tree and 5 of the white Christmas trees. So all I'm going to do is place them along just like this, and again I will cut off the ends, and then we will hot glue them on top of this. For a more secure hold, I will grab a branch from each of the Christmas trees and wrap it around the wreath form. Then all I did was spread the branches out to cover the wreath form. I decided to just add a red poinsettia in the center. You can add many different things. If you want to make it more like a wreath, you can add a bunch of stems all around it, ornaments, anything you like. I just really loved the pop of this one red poinsettia. For my last DIY today, I am making a very huge swag with 2 of these green Christmas trees. So I'm going to connect both of them, and then you'll see me snip off some of the branches to make it look a little fuller in the center where it's kind of bare. And then we will start adding a bunch of Dollar Tree items. I connect them very easily by just grabbing one of the branches and wrapping it around both of them. I know the swag looks kind of crazy right now, but not to worry, we're going to fill it in with multiple items from Dollar Tree like I mentioned. And I'm watching the Ace family off to the side. I wanted to see what was going on with their house, and they posted a video on the weekend, so I was watching it while I was DIY. Because I knew this swag was going to take me quite a bit. Once I get going, I don't want to stop, and I didn't end up going to sleep till like, I don't know, I think like 2 in the morning, because I was so invested in finishing the swag. But it won't take you that long. The only reason why it takes me longer is because I'm trying to film it, trying to move the camera around to get good angles, and you'll see me move the swag around a lot. What I'm doing right now is adding 2 gold Dollar Tree bells at the top, and you'll see me just stick that in on the top. I'll add hot glue right there so that stays in place. Now I'm adding 2 huge gray Dollar Tree ornaments with some pipe cleaners. So I'm adding one right here, and then I add one more toward the bottom or the center. This is another Dollar Tree ornament that I've had for a while. It's supposed to light up. That's why I was twisting it. But I don't need it to light up. I just thought it would, or I wanted to see if it still worked. So then I added that one at the bottom. Now I'm going to use 2 different snowflakes and glue them together just to give it more texture. And then I'll add it in the swag. Then I'm going to take a few poinsettias and add them in. The same way I added loops to the tabletop swag that I showed y'all earlier, I'm going to do the same thing with this, and then I will secure it with pipe cleaner. I went ahead and hung it up on the wall with a command hook. It's just easier if it's sitting up like this. That way I know where the placement is going to go and how it's going to look. So I'm adding huge loops to the top area. I want it to be real big at the top, and of course it tapers down smaller. So once I get toward the middle and bottom, I will make my loops smaller. So don't cut the pipe cleaner off once you connect it to where you want it to go. Once you add your loops of ribbon in, just keep playing around with it and fluff them out. Now you'll see me add some of the silver and gold ribbon as well. So this is how I have it so far. You can totally stop wherever you like or just keep adding different things like I'm gonna do. So I have this tube wire from Dollar Tree, and I will show you how to make that in a second. I'm gonna start adding those all around, and what I'm doing to create contrast is adding it with other different colors. So like right here, I'm adding it where the silver's at so you can see it better. So it's actually called mesh tube, and what you want to do is grab pipe cleaner and add it inside of it. So you can go with the exact same color like I'm doing here. I have red mesh tube and red pipe cleaner, or you can add whatever colors you want together. So once you do that, you just wrap it around your finger. I used one finger so the loops or the curls are tighter, and that's pretty much it. And then you can add it where you want to with pipe cleaner. If you have enough branches in an area where you add anything, you can twist it around the item just like I did right now with the mesh tube. So now I'm also adding the red berry picks all around the swag. I popped out these small red and gold ornaments and added them all around. I even added red ornaments, or one red ornament inside of the bells. You can see right here. And the last thing I did was add some curls of ribbon around here. And I also added like a dovetail, a couple of dovetail ribbons. The best way to add a curl ribbon is to use the wired ribbon. So you can just wrap it around your fingers, make the curl, and then glue it wherever you like. I really enjoyed making this swag. I wanted to do gold, silver, and red, and I wasn't too sure how the colors would come out looking all together, but once I was done, I absolutely love the way this looks. So I do need to hide some of the green branches that are sticking out toward the bottom on the left side, because I feel like that's just randomly there. So I'm gonna move that toward the back. Wow, if you stayed till the end, I am so thankful for you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you next week for more ideas.